Hello, everyone. How are you? Fine, thank you. Oh my god. Hi. Hi, hello. Is the setting fine? It's all wobbly. The audio is probably awful. My microphone's just like on the counter. I don't have anywhere to put it. And the camera is on this super tiny tripod on top of the stove, which I think has never been used. And it's been a while. And my hair is a little wet, and my pants can't stay up because I'm too skinny. Phone. How do the videos work again? Hi. So, what's this video about again? Killing everybody. Wait, YouTube gonna ban me? I don't know. So here's the thing. All right. Should I be facing this way or that? I don't know. So, wow. Do you have any idea how many months it's been since I've used my voice and talked? Oh, I've been working on some massive projects, 16 hours a day in this tiny white box. No social interaction whatsoever, you know. You think you never forget how to talk? I mean, I think my vocal cords are making the right sounds. Anyway, I don't know if I look fine. You know, maybe I should have checked if I look fine before I started. Hi, I can see myself. Barely. My eyesight's so bad. It's been years since I've updated my glasses. It's 5 years or something. I can't see actually. Hi. It's me. Can you see me? I can see me. But only barely. Hey, look, you can see the camera set up in my glasses. Hold on. I'll show you the oven. I mean the stove. I can't tell whether it's showing you that or not. Oh, that's the top. Wait, hold on. I mean way lower. Hold on. I'll angle my glasses up. Aha, I can just move the camera, I guess. The stove, and and now I've ruined the setup. The setup's gone. It's dead. Is that even facing the same direction? I don't think it is. Should it be facing this way? How now? Hi. It's showing my tummy. This shirt's actually really short. Everybody will have just clicked off the video by now. Well, that's not good. Should I start over? Maybe I should. Okay, I'm starting over now. Boom, 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 boom. Do video starting over. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Hello, what if we took everybody and killed them? But not actually, because YouTube is gonna and I'll be bah! And then I die. Or I don't, but then I die later. You know, so here's the thing, you know. I'm starting the video over, so I need to go over the points. Okay, here's my opinion on rape, you know. Everybody, they look at rape and that's kind of bad. You know what I think about rape? I think, they're right. They're right. It's kind of cringe. I don't like it. And with the whole torturing people thing and torturing small animals too, I don't like that either. In fact, I'm actually a mega huge not fan of it. a lot of other people claim to be the same way, but then they don't like do much of anything about it. They're just like, I don't know, as long as it's not happening to me. Yeah. You know, they hear about these horrible things happening to all these other people, and they're like, well, that kind of sucks. Oh, well. And, I get it. Like, what are you supposed to do? What am I supposed to do, you know? I don't know, I guess that's what I'm doing right now. But, I don't know what I'm going to title this video yet, but it's going to be something completely unhinged that gets me banned from YouTube, or it'll be something completely boring, because I don't want to get banned from YouTube. But, so, like, here's the thing, okay? I'm just doing some thinking, all right? And you can tell me whether I've, like, lost my marbles. Well, I mean, I've lost my marbles, but, like, in, like the other flavor of marble loss, you know? Whatever that would be. Oh, my hair's so wet. Blech. Okay, so here's my logic, all right? I kind of want life in general to just, like, not be a thing. And you may think, hey, that sounds kind of cringe too. And, I get it. Is this microphone even faced? It's in a really bad spot. I just kind of have it, like, on the counter. I don't have anywhere to put it. I don't have a stand for it. It's just laying there. And then the camera's just on a tiny tripod on the stove that I don't think is ever been used. Anyway, what was I talking about? So let's think about this. Rape, torture, so on. Very bad things. A lot of times people are like, hey, we need to solve these things. But then in order to solve these things, they're just like, we should catch bad guys. And I just don't think that works very well. Especially considering the fact, you kind of look at things now and you're like, hey, it doesn't look like rape and torture has decreased very much. And among human population, one could probably very easily make the argument that, just among humans at least, maybe like percentage-wise, these horrible things have maybe decreased. At least it looks like that in a lot of countries. Because, like, if you go back to, like, the 1800s and 1700s, those sorts of things just kind of happen everywhere. And now everybody is just kind of... I don't know. I can't actually claim to be familiar with how things were a while ago. But, like, I'd make the assumption that society in general has, in that specific aspect, improved when specifically looking at percentages. But, like, the rape is still happening everywhere. Torture is still happening everywhere. And... I think you'd have to be completely off your rocker to even think that it can be stopped entirely just for humans. But that's not what I'm really concerned about. Animals, people don't think about them enough or care about them much at all in general. Like, they care if it's their cat or their dog, but, like, animals out in the wild, they're just raping and eating each other. And everybody's like, that's nature. Animals get a bit silly sometimes. They're just doing what they have to do to survive. And I don't think it's natural is a very good argument for raping innocent creatures. Just my opinion, and, like, I've just kind of been thinking about that. You can call me insane, but I'm thinking, I kind of want that to, like, not happen, evidence seems to indicate that, since the beginning of life on Earth, specifically animals, because, like, I don't think plants can feel pain. They don't have a nervous system or anything. So like specifically among animals, they've just been like killing and torturing and raping and eating each other for billions of years. Is it billions? It's been at least a billion years. It's been a long time. And as animals continue to like evolve into more and more complex forms, they came up with more creative ways to rape and eat each other, which isn't cool. And so like people make a lot of arguments. They're like, yeah, we can improve society so that all these rapes and torturings don't happen, but they're only talking about the humans there, and I doubt they can even pull it off for the humans, let alone the animals, We've kind of let them out to dry. But I mean, we're also like actively destroying their ecosystem, so they're all fucking dying. But like, aside from that, we've kind of like completely ignored them and disregarded their existence. And then we even like have movies like Lion King where the lions and the zebras are friends for some reason. When in reality they'll like eat open the I think Komodo dragons do this. They'll like eat open the stomach of a pregnant deer so that they can eat the baby while the mother is still alive. And in my opinion, I don't know if my opinion's worth much, but I just don't think that's very cool. I personally think we probably shouldn't let that happen. But so here's my general logical argument, all right? How do I phrase this? Let's say you specifically were not born, all right? How sad would you be about that? Describe how you would feel, Would you be like, I missed out? Or would you be like, literally nothing because you don't exist? There is no you, you wouldn't feel anything. You couldn't possibly be sad. And right now there are billions of humans on the earth. There's also an infinite number of a lack of humans that don't actually exist. You think they're sad? No, they aren't they. There is no they. They aren't real. They don't do the real. They weren't born. There's no physical thing there. They don't exist. They aren't sad. They literally aren't there. For something to have the capacity to suffer, or even just be sad about missing out on a great experience, it would have to exist in the first place, right? So here's what I'm thinking. This planet has 1 billion years left, which is a really long time, but but that's limited. And it's very limited in comparison to its total lifespan, yeah? Well, I mean, maybe the planet will stick around for longer than that, but in around 1 billion years, it'll be completely uninhabitable to all known forms of life. The sun will get too hot, and nothing will be able to live here anymore, all right? So that's going to happen, all right? One could maybe fantasize that humans are going to develop some sort of technology that prevents that. No, they aren't, but one could say that, sure, but if that were to happen, if the sun were to go kaboom, and then everything on Earth goes kableh, and it dies, it wouldn't be that sudden. They go extinct over time and be a long, drawn-out, horrific process. Do you have any idea how sad people would be after that happens? They wouldn't be. They'd be dead. You see? They're not there. Do you understand? Like, not a single child would be crying themselves to sleep because everybody's dead. Because they wouldn't be there. There would be no them. No sadness, no suffering, no murder, no rape, not even stubbing your fucking toe, no cancer, no diabetes, no, like, getting a cavity in a tooth. There's no starvation, no burning to death, no, having your parents die. Like, I can stand here for like 100 hours and just list every single atrocity that can happen. And there's exactly one thing that can stop all of it, Just things not being there. And there are a lot of people who'd be like, but then you like miss out on the good things. Okay, first of all, I'm experiencing these good things at the expense of everything else being alive, because I can't exist without all these other things existing. I need to be given birth to by other creatures, And there's also no, like, it's a whole mess. But also, like, how many good tasting hamburgers or, like, really fun video game playing sessions are equal to one rape? That's my question. Say I have an innocent person. If I phrase it like that, YouTube's gonna kill me. We'll have an equation. On one side, there's one innocent person getting raped, all right? One innocent little child getting raped. On the other side, how many McDonald's hamburgers? That's my question. This is hardly even a joke. That's my genuine question. How many hamburgers? We'll say they taste really, really good, all right? Am I being disingenuous? Fine. Like, in the comments, list something better than, like, a hamburger. I mean, there are a lot of things. I don't even really like hamburgers. I'm just, like, kind of making fun of Americans a little bit. But, like, whoa, I played Minecraft and built a dirt house. Maybe if I do that 100 more times, it'll be equal to this person getting raped. Did you see what you see where I'm going with this? And like, you know what would happen if I didn't get to experience those things? If I instead just didn't exist in the first place? I'd be pretty sad about that, right? No, I wouldn't, because I don't exist. I can't be sad. I'm not there. So, in the end, I'm seeing life as just this infinite, and I don't think a lot of you understand exactly how bad it is for animals out there. I think I already mentioned, like, the Komodo dragons eating open the deer's stomach, so let's not focus on. There's a lot more stuff. There's a species of wild boar where their tusks grow so long that they curve back and grow into their skull and impale their brain very slowly until they horrifically die. And this happens to all of them as they get to old age. And the reason it won't stop happening is, despite evolutionary pressures and such, is because the boars with the longest tusks get the most sex and therefore have the most reproductive success. And it doesn't end up killing them until after they're too old to fertilize offspring, whatever the right term would be there. Cause children to do the thing. That kind of sucks, And what are we supposed to do about that? kill them before they get too old, capture every single one on the planet and like saw their tusks off. Like, I think it's very much human arrogance to say that something can be done about that for all animals. There's too much. Do you have any idea how much biodiversity there is out there? And like, not even stuff on land. There's some stuff in the ocean too, and like, there's so much. You can't expect humans to like remove all life from every part of the earth except for where they live, and then just like store those animals there so that they can, I don't know. I mean, knowing humans, they just factory farm them and eat them. But like, you know, like there's, it doesn't look like there's anything that can be done about all this suffering, you know. And gosh, I only listed one more example there. I got sidetracked. I can't remember most of them. My memory's very bad. Like I know that, is it? It's not otters, is it? Maybe there's some animal that like rapes baby seals to death. I'm not even kidding. Like they just do it for fun, and then they continue raping the dead body for weeks after it's dead. Now I will say, as horrific as this sounds, it raping that dead body isn't actually a bad thing because it's dead, you know, like from a purely logical standpoint. But like it was alive and it raping it to death, that's bad. I don't like that, in my opinion. I think that's kind of bad. I know that lions, I forgot the details of when they do this. It's like when a certain, it's like when a female lion gives birth to lions from the non-alpha lion or something. I don't know. If lions see a bunch of kids they don't like for some particular reason, I can't remember, they go through and like just bite down on, I think it was their necks or their spines or something until they break, and then they don't even bother killing them. They just do that because they, you know, they'll die. You know, in order to like get rid of them, so like only their owner. I don't know. I botched that explanation. Maybe I should like. I have no method of pausing this recording. I guess I'll be editing it afterwards, so maybe I can like try to have a cut here, and I'll like, because I know I typed something about this at some point, so I'll have to refresh my memory. Hold on. Out of my cottage, with the green maidens, resplendent with muslins, they bog her slacks nippling. Button here, no, that's the reply button. Where is the search bar? I cannot find it. Ah! Alright, I'm back. Now, I typed up a message about this in a certain conversation a few months ago, and I am going to probably just like read at least some of it. YouTube's totally going to age restrict this video because heaven forbid we teach kids about things that are happening in reality. I have to just pretend it doesn't exist. But let's see. Yeah, so most predatory animals, well, maybe most is a strong word, because like a lot of them kill it in the, I'll actually rephrase that. Most predatory animals do not care about killing the animal before they eat it. You know, they just need it to be like incapacitated, and then they eat it. So you may think being eaten alive isn't that bad, in which case I'd respond, what's wrong with you? But also, like, no, it is pretty bad, because when they say eaten alive, they literally mean eaten alive. Like, you are still alive, and then they eat you, and you are still alive while being eaten. Which I'm not a fan of. Yeah, a leopard will happily bite and crush the head of a monkey, carrying it all the way home with its thrashing of blood spurting everywhere as its baby still clings to its dying mother. There's actually an image of that that's relatively popular. Maybe you've seen it. That's not very cool. And hold on. I'm not a victim to falling for internet sensationalism. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. a lot of people will feel like, wow, you've been lost in the sauce. You know, you've been on the internet for too long. I must say, I came to these conclusions long before I did any study on how horrific animal suffering actually is. You know, this is research I did after the fact, and like the only reason I'm really listing this is so that people can kind of get a perspective on how bad nature actually is. And even if nature wasn't this bad, my points would still stand. I don't even know if I've made the points I want to make in this video yet. My memory isn't very good, but yeah, there's that. Alpha lions will cripple the children of previous leaders. That's what it was. Simply walks through and bites the spine of the children, not bothering to kill them because it instinctively knows that they'll end up slowly dying anyway. Countless species of bugs lay their eggs inside of other small creatures so that when the young hatch, they can eat the creature alive. Most of you probably already know about that. At least I learned about that when I was a kid from somewhere. I think I read it from a book or something. That's a very common thing for bugs to do. And I gotta mention the just world fallacy here. You can look that up on Wikipedia. It's the fallacy where, and I fell victim to it too, which is so interesting to me, because I'm like trying to think of things from a logical perspective, but my brain like tries to naturally bias me towards thinking, oh, surely it's not that bad, you know. For some reason, that's my brain's natural response to saying how horrific something is. My brain always says, surely it's not that bad. I must be looking at it wrong. I must be having the wrong perspective here. My brain just naturally says, surely it's not that bad. But like, that's fallacious thinking. The question is, how bad does the evidence indicate that it is? And you know, but like that's why it's so interesting to me. You know, I'm not biased in favor of thinking things aren't that bad. In fact, many would even, probably in bad faith, argue that I'm biased in the opposite direction. But despite that, my brain still does that. It says it can't be that bad, you know. But it is, you know. I'm thirsty. I have water. Remember to stay hydrated. Gosh, like what else? That's a long list. I'm not even going to get through all of it. For some reason, it scrolled a billion miles away. Where am I? Oh yeah, ducks are serial rapists to such a massive extent, YouTube's going to age restrict this video, that female ducks have evolved a fake vaginal canal so they can choose which orifice the mate has access to. Nature's beautiful. Isn't it crazy that humans worship nature? Even the people who don't like directly worship nature, there's always like this appeal to nature. Is appeal to nature fallacy a thing? I think I saw that on Wikipedia at some point. I don't know. But it's very common. It's always, you see some horrific thing and people are like, oh, that's what's natural. You know? People use that argument for a lot of things. Like, look at oppression of, gay people, you know? They're like, oh, being gay isn't natural, aside from the fact that it is, and, like, nearly every mammal has had direct witnesses and accounts of being gay or, at the minimum, extensive homoerotic activity, you know? They still argue that's not natural. They kind of throw it at everything, you know? And then on the flip end, they're like, this specific thing is natural and is therefore good. When that doesn't even mean anything. Like, what does that mean? It's natural, therefore it's good. Why would something natural inherently be good? Here's what I'll say. There are living things, yes? Those living things experience things, and they end up having emotions and such. And it's kind of a trait that evolved in animals because, I can't claim to know a lot about consciousness. Nobody really has a full understanding of how consciousness is actually a thing. But what they do know is that the various traits of it very clearly follow a pattern with, evolution. There is a direct evolutionary advantage to things that are afraid of dying, because obviously if they die, they can't reproduce, yeah? Most creatures have some sort of, most mammals have some sort of sex drive. For some reason I've been saying mammals a lot here. Have I? Have I been saying mammals instead of animals? I'm not only talking about mammals, like reptiles and amphibians and so on and so forth. Most of them have some sort of sex drive because if they don't want to reproduce, that lowers their chances of reproducing. These living creatures, they end up experiencing the most horrific things imaginable in response to things that could reduce its reproductive success. For the most part, things that kill them. If I got my leg cut off right now, I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't be very happy, and I wouldn't want to experience that sensation. What was my point here? I forgot what I was saying. Right. So, what's natural and what isn't has nothing to do with what's good or bad. What's good or bad is the sensations that I'm experiencing. If it's horrific pain or suffering of any kind, that's not good. If it's happiness and just joy in general, that's good. So morality can ultimately be boiled down to that. What we should just logically aim for, at least from an empathetic perspective, is to maximize happiness and positive sensations in general, and to minimize suffering and harm and not good thing. That's circular. But I'm getting it. It's that simple. Maximize happiness, minimize suffering. Nature has nothing to do with it. So then, when you learn that that orcas will play with the dead body of their prey for hours, never aiming to sorry. Orcas will play with the body of their prey for hours, never aiming to kill them, but instead just incapacitate them so a creature can have its liver chomped and then be effectively waterboarded for hours before they actually die. When they say that's natural and therefore good, my response is, you're kind of full of shit and I hate you. Is that a bit harsh? I don't think that's a bit harsh. Because, I think it's so stupid to let, linguistics and arbitrary categorizations get in the way of helping save creatures from the most horrific experiences imaginable, like far beyond what even I can imagine. And, I've dealt with a lot of shitty things. There are a lot of creatures that have it a million times worse than I ever will. And that's with me being, a direct victim of abuse for like 21, 22 years, something like that, just like being shipped between all these different, whatever, this isn't about me. Oh my gosh, it was otters that kidnapped baby seals and raped them to death, right? They also kidnap the babies of female otters and hold them underwater until the female gives them food. Yeah, whatever. You get the point. Things aren't very good out there. And a lot of people will be like, well, that's how things are. It is what it is, But I understand doing that with a lot of things, But this is assuming you accept the same moral axiom where we want to minimize suffering in general. This is kind of objectively the most important matter. That being figuring out how to stop this in general. Once again, when you think about life in general, the just world fallacy kicks in again, and you think, surely all of this can't exist for nothing and then ultimately result in this ridiculous amount of suffering with the eventual goal of nothing at all. Surely not. Surely things can't be that tragic. But all evidence indicates that it is, and I'm not a fan of that. I wish things weren't like that, but like they are, so many people, so many animals going through all this constant horrific suffering with nobody that can save them. They're just stuck with it. Some of them their entire lives. And then they die. It's not like the millions of movies you watched where there's a happily ever after at the end. No, people are just born. And then they're raped and tortured and tortured and raped and they're beat and stabbed and their head bashed against concrete or whatever. All forms of abuse that you can't imagine. And then they die and that's it. That was their life story, it's not like they get another one. It's not, oh wow, that sucked. Well, that's fine. We can just re-roll you again, let you experience life from another perspective. No, from their perspective, that's all existence ever was. I can't back that. I can't stand by that and be like, yeah, that's fine. It's worth me being able to eat a hamburger or have sex or play a fun video game. Or I could even be an asshole who appeals to your emotions. How about playing ball with your son? Oh, that's fun. How many times should you throw the ball back and forth between this child that you love very much to excuse their rape? Huh? 100 tosses? How about 1,000 tosses? How many throws the ball before you can be like, all right, rape them. It's worth it. Equal exchange. In my apparently very controversial opinion, that cannot be an equal exchange. I simply reject the assertion that suffering can be made up for with happiness, especially when it's impacting two different people. Like, let's torture this person more so this person can be happier. Which people unironically argue in favor for, and then they look at the slave drivers and are like, wow, those were bad dudes. It's literally the same thing. Hurting another person to improve upon their own happiness. No, it's not fair. They don't experience that happiness. It's just the other person. That's not cool. I kind of got off track from the whole point of this, though. My proposal is, and I'm not joking, I want to do everything in my power to end all life on Earth. And you may think, wow, you're insane. Yes, I know. But my thinking is this, I came to these conclusions completely logically. It actually happened almost instantly after I realized my religion was false. I sat down and was like, okay, I'm allowed to access the forbidden knowledge now. No, as it turns out, there's no God who's going to zap me with lightning because I see a girl who doesn't have long sleeves, or drink tea, or don't give 10% of my income to the wealthiest religion on the planet. I'm trauma dumping, sorry. What was I talking about? I completely forgot, actually. Well, that's funny. Something to do with ending all life on Earth. Right. Very shortly after I ditched that, I sat down and was like, okay, I can access information now. I started learning about science. That's why I immediately dove into it. I was like, okay, what is this evolution thing? Was I lied to about that? Okay, it turns out I was. How old is the Earth? What are animals exactly? What is consciousness? Why are we here? Is there a reason we're here? No? Okay. How did Earth get here? How did life end up being on Earth? So on, so forth. Science stuff, I wanted to learn about the universe. And almost immediately, I came to these conclusions. I was like, okay, so you have all this life going through this horrific, unimaginable suffering. There's no purpose to life. It feels kind of obvious to me, It's just okay, there's all this suffering, and there's no reason for it. I don't know, is there anything else I need to say? There's no point to the suffering. So why are we letting it continue? Why are we hey, this is okay, this is fine? I don't think it's fine. And I came to that conclusion very quickly, completely, it's a purely logical perspective. I haven't found anything I missed yet. I've been looking. And because of that, I'm of the opinion that so the internet has so much misinformation on it, but also has so much information on it. I read a lot from Wikipedia and stuff, and on the internet you see lots and lots of really stupid people. That trend is going to continue. They're going to keep being stupid people. But as a general trend, people are going to be far more informed than they ever have been before. Like, you may think people now are stupid, but look at people 50 or 100 years ago. You think we had geniuses back then? No, they didn't even have the information we have access to now. A lot of people right now aren't really going to make use of that information directly, but a lot of people are. So, with this idea of ending all life on Earth being like something that can be arrived to logically, I feel like it can also logically conclude that the number of people who subscribe to that sort of idea is only going to increase over time. And I mean, there's evidence of this. I've looked around and there isn't really any large-scale movement for it, which I was honestly kind of surprised about. But there are a lot of people out there, thousands, and it keeps increasing over time. Every time I check back, there are more people with this idea. More and more people are figuring out. They're realizing, hey, life sucks for a lot of people, and life sucks for a lot of animals, and that's not fair to them, and we should do something to help them. We should do something to prevent more innocent creatures from being put into those situations. So, with my goal of ending all life on Earth, I don't have to be the one to do that directly. Thinking through it, I don't even know what method I would use to end all life on Earth. Like, maybe hypothetically, people could like build a bunch of machines specifically designed to like accelerate global warming so quickly that nothing could possibly have the chance to evolve quickly enough to withstand the heat, you know? Maybe that would end all life on Earth. I don't know if there'd be like a few sentient things left. Like, I know there are snails that live in lava, you know? But like, if we can somehow build something where the heat just keeps rising and doesn't stop until it's at a ridiculous amount, maybe it'd be fine. Like, if there's nothing but lava snails left for the next millions of years, like that doesn't seem all that bad. Like, I don't know. I mean, simply put, I'm not smart in that way, you know. I'm an audio processing person. I'm not going to make a synthesizer that blows up the Earth. It's not my area of expertise. But I don't need to do that. I don't need to blow up the Earth. I just need to do what I can to ensure it does happen, and ideally as soon as possible. And as thoroughly as possible, you know? And, you know, once again, these sorts of ideas are something I came to logically, and I think I can therefore conclude that, especially with, you know, the increase of information that people have access to over time, I think it can be concluded that more and more people will come to these ideas, even percentage-wise. So I feel like my goal should be to simply get as many other people on board with the idea as possible. Because what if it gets to the point where even just 1% of the human population comes to the logical conclusion that ending all life on Earth, you know, like ideally all at once, completely thorough, wiping out everything that's alive. What if like 1% of the human population has that perspective? I feel like at that point it would actually be realistic to assume that they could manage to somehow develop a manner in which that could happen, especially with whatever technology we have access to in the future. So I don't need to blow up the Earth. I just need to get everybody else to want to blow up the Earth. I don't mean literally blow up the Earth. I'm being somewhat comedic here. I need more water. I've rambled on for far too long. In the future, I'll probably make like more videos where I actually like have some sort of script and visuals and like condense all the information down into an easily digestible format. Really, the main reason I'm talking about this now is because I've actually been thinking about this for years, and what I don't want to happen is I'm working on some very big projects. Like music-related ones, and I'm gonna like post them. And I just due to the nature of them, I spoilers and stuff. But I feel like it's gonna like get a lot of attention, and I don't want to like have that happen. And then I start posting videos about, hey, how about we end all life on Earth? And I don't want people like, oh, hey, you used to be so happy and joyful. What happened? No, like this is me right now, and I am like, I don't know what that was. I'm happy and joyful. I can still hold these perspectives. If anything, this is, I was depressed heavily depressed for my entire life up until recently, a few years ago, and now I'm fine. Enough. And the ways in which I'm not fine are, circumstances beyond my control. I'm dealing with chronic disease, Crohn's disease, a bunch of like mental disorders, and if you couldn't tell, so on and so forth. I haven't had a conversation with another human in forever. I'm just kind of like stuck in a tiny room and working 16 hours a day on these projects I'm working on. Just one step away from solitary confinement. Though, I guess I have access to the internet and can communicate with people there, though I don't communicate with very many people. Anyway, what am I talking about? I forgot. I'm not depressed anymore. I'm actually the happiest I've ever been, especially with the sort of perspective, which may seem crazy. You're like, why? When you feel happy with the acknowledgement that life is suffering and like everything sucks. But I'm happy because in the past I was like kept away from that information because of religion and all these other reasons. I never really understood what anything was, and I was being constantly abused back then. I'm not anymore. That's the main reason I'm not miserable right now. I'm not being constantly abused right now. I am in a very safe location right now for the first time. That's the main reason. But also, I understand the way things are, and I can look at the things I do and say, hey, this right here, I can logically conclude that this will make a positive difference in people's lives. I never have to ask, I never have to ask, am I sure that this, how do I phrase this? Because I am constantly asking, am I doing the right thing here? But the difference is, now I can actually logically conclude whether I am or am not, and do more research and form my own opinions. And I don't even know what words I'm saying anymore. But back then, I was just like, is God happy with me right now? I don't know. He's not saying shit. Except maybe he did. It kind of sounded like he said something. Well, I don't know if that was him or just my brain talking to myself. As it turns out, the whole time it was just my brain talking to myself. But I didn't know that. I was being taught it wasn't that, You know, I'm like walking down the school halls, and I get a prompting from the Holy Ghost that says, quickly turn left and run as quickly as you can. I'm like, ah! And you know what those are? They're intrusive thoughts. And how did I get back to religious trauma dumping? That's not what I'm talking about here. I don't know why I'm talking so much about this. The point is, I'm not sad. Like, a bunch of people will come in bad faith say, oh, you want to end all life on earth because you're sad. Ha! Got him. No. It's literally just the blatantly logical perspective to have. All you need to do is look at how things are and not be scared of things because they make you feel bad. Because I'm sad that things suck for most living creatures. That doesn't mean pretending it's fine is the right choice. In fact, that's kind of the blatantly unethical thing to do. It's funny. In any other case, if somebody was so if somebody's being raped or tortured right next to you and you ignore that makes you a bad person. But if that's happening just a bit further away, maybe in the house next to you, so you don't see it, but you know it's happening, but you ignore it, oh, that's fine. Maybe it's not fine. Okay, what if they're 2 houses away, but you know it's there? Is it fine then? It's the same event, the same amount of horror and suffering. It's just in a different spot, So now we're being told, okay, most animals are living horrific lives and dying horrific deaths. They're living a life scrambling around, desperate for food because they're all fucking starving to death. You're taught in schools that, hey, this is how populations level themselves out. It's super cute. Animals just run around, and if there's not enough food, they fucking die. Isn't it cool that nature works this way? And you're like, wow, I love animals. I'll ignore that they're all fucking dying, because, who cares? I just like them because I saw a video on YouTube with a cat that looks cute. I even saw one with a seal. See, I'm getting to the more nature-y animals than the cats. I'm a nature lover. I don't care that they're all horrifically dying. Sorry. I'm really taking the wrong approach here, I'm trying to respond to the bad faith arguments before they even happen. And they're going to happen anyway. I already know there are going to be people in the comment section of this video saying, you being depressed is an excuse to want to kill everything. I'm not. I'm fine. This is logic stuff, okay? Leave me. I'm doing the thing I said I shouldn't do. Do you hear that? It's silence. I need to stop talking for a bit. Let the brain work before the mouth. It's okay if there's a bit of silence. Okay. I think it would be strategically wise for me to not care about those who will respond in bad faith. I'm sure that... Hold on. I'm confident that a lot of you are smart enough to understand the point I'm getting at. I don't need to... There we go. Just think about things logically. Try to ignore the emotional aspect of it, which I'm not saying don't be empathetic. The whole point of this is being empathetic, but be logically empathetic, it's like the whole trolley problem thing. Your emotions, like it's crazy to me that people don't want to pull the. If you look like online, where they have that trolley problem thing, and it tells you like how many people chose a specific option. I forgot what it was with like the original trolley problem, where like you have the cart going down the rails and one they'll run over 5 people, but if you pull the lever, it'll only run over 1. I think those were the numbers, maybe like 4 and 1. I don't know. But I think it was actually I can't remember what it was, but I think it was actually relatively close to a 50-50 split between who would pull the lever. Are you fucking insane? So, like, ignore for the moment that I'm merely arguing that death is a good thing. Let's suppose in this instance that getting run over by the trolley is a bad thing, all right? You're telling me that a significant percentage of people would let 4 extra people horrifically die just so that nobody can say they technically killed a person. You may think I'm blowing this up a bit, but that's genuinely like one of the most disgusting things I can think of. It is so arbitrary. You know? Like, you technically killed a person. And they like don't even care about the actual like materialistic results. They don't care that these people are going to die horrifically. And they instead don't, they want to like avoid that technicality. They view morality in terms of arbitrary rules instead of the things that actually happen, you know? They're like, oh hey, murder is bad. Pulling the lever would technically make me a murderer. Therefore, the morally correct decision is to not pull the lever. You're a moron, alright? Can I be rude for a little bit? You are fucking stupid and I hate you. Okay, back to nice. I would like for you to do better. Okay. I'm mainly joking around here, of course. I don't feel hatred for most people. The most you can usually get me feeling is exceptionally frustrated towards your stupidity. But I want the best for people and animals in general. And the reason the words I'm saying right now are like degrading into nonsense is because I desperately need to pee. Okay. I'll have to edit the awkward pause out of the video. I'm back. I am Johann Sebastian Bach. He didn't even make that song. Actually, maybe he did. No, I don't think. No, it's like falsely attributed to him, but it's like some other dude, maybe. Anyway, you know, the funny thing about the trolley problem is that I actually do kind of question whether I should pull the lever or not, because I have to ask, okay, if I kill these extra people. And yes, that's what it is. It is murder, even though I don't touch the lever, right? Okay? Don't be like, oh, hey, it's not technically murder because you didn't do anything. I hate you. Shush. Sorry. I said be nice. I'm nice now. If I kill these extra people, you know, they probably have like families or something. They'd be sad. They'd go through a lot of shit, you know? And like, what if they're financially dependent on them? Okay, their entire lives could be like thrown off the rails. So I do kind of have to ask, the person who's being killed in this way, they are going to go through a lot of horrific suffering in their lives, So would it actually be a net positive if I killed them? Now, if I were to guess, I think the answer is no. Do I think that? Gosh, see, I'm so uncertain. I can't tell. You just can't really measure these things. You can't quantify these things. The amount of suffering they go through in their lives, would that really be less than a few families, having their lives thrown upside down? It isn't something I even feel authorized is the wrong word, but to answer, I don't know. But that's why I specified. Okay, assume that them dying from the trolley is actually really bad. But yeah, my overall point was your emotions will trick you into doing things that are not logical. And some things that are just completely horrific, and then you have to ask, what's the point of those emotions? They aren't doing anything they aren't doing anything good for you here. So empathy is very important, but it has to be logical empathy. You have to look at, okay, what would this set of actions actually result in? What would actually happen as a result here? How it makes you feel doesn't matter. And that's the case with everything, So you think about your life and you're like, wow, I've accomplished all these things. I'm doing all these things, learning all these things, making all these new experiences. I know all these people. And then you're telling me it's all just going to end. The answer is yes, you're going to die, by the way. And that happens regardless of whether we blow up the earth or not, by the way. You are going to die. You forget that, You forget that a lot. But you're going to die. Just by the way, quick reminder. And that makes you sad, doesn't it? And people cope with ignoring that by just kind of ignoring that fact. And you know what? That's fine. I actually don't have anything against that as long as you acknowledge the fact that you're going to die, right? If you'd rather not think about it most of the time, cool. But if somebody asks you, are you going to die eventually, your answer should be yes. Or most likely, I don't know, maybe you could fantasize about us putting together some technologies that we can live forever. It's not happening, but it could. So I don't know, but that's not my point here. So all these horrific things are happening. We have to acknowledge that they're happening. If you'd rather not think about those things, because they make you sad, they make most people sad. It's like an instinctual thing, So it's fine if you don't want to think about it most of the time. I don't like thinking about it most of the time. It makes me sad. But I will acknowledge the fact that it's happening when it's important to do so. It's perfectly possible to have a healthy relationship with acknowledging reality for what it is without letting it get you down all the time, Because, in the end, I'm a fairly happy person, I'd say, despite my circumstances, because I know that what I do can potentially, what I'm doing right now, can potentially save. This may sound unrealistic, but like trillions of creatures, maybe, because these things work exponentially. You know, things give birth to things, which give birth to even more things, which give birth to even more things. You know, what if what I do jumpstarts a movement that could eventually like end all life on Earth at some point, and then we skip 1 billion years of suffering before the sun makes the Earth uninhabitable anyway. I feel pretty happy knowing that I can, like, when people talk about heroes, they think of like a person falls off a cliff and you like grab them, wow, and they pull up and you saved their life and you feel awesome. Yeah? Like you're a hero. Okay, but like save one life? How about saving trillions, you know? It feels cool to know that I can make a difference. And I already know there are a lot of people who are thinking, okay, you really think you're going to make the Earth uninhabitable, or do things that will result in that? That's completely unrealistic. Get a hold of yourself. First of all, the Earth becoming uninhabitable is not unrealistic. It's going to happen. It's just the question is whether the sun is going to do it, or if humans are going to be able to put together a method of doing that. So that's first of all. And second of all, I don't know. I forgot what I was replying to. All right. Second of all, suppose we fail. Suppose humanity dies out before we manage to take the rest of the planet along with us, which would be unspeakably tragic because that would leave animals with a planet that we destroyed, and they would have to suffer with that for the next billion years. Of course, if we didn't destroy it, they'd suffer just as much, if not more, actually, because a lot of the planet is not inhabitable, is not something animals have an easy time living in anymore because of us. So, like, one could argue, hey, there's less suffering there, and yeah. I'm not saying it's a good thing, though, because we're kind of doing it for the wrong reasons. Well, I mean, it is a good thing, but, like, I'm not at all commending the people who did it, They are monsters. But what was I talking about? I said, I forgot. Oh, right. So, like, suppose we fail. Humans die out, animals still here, they suffer for another billion years. That sucks. Sorry, it's so funny saying that sucks. To like trillions upon quadrillions or more creatures going through incomprehensible levels of suffering. My response, oh, that sucks. Slight understatement there, I admit, just a little bit. But even if it doesn't work out, and I think there's a chance of it working out, I honestly don't know. I think there is a chance. I think it might even be a surprisingly decent chance if enough people are on board with it. But even if it doesn't work out, you know what'll happen? A bunch of people will have subscribed to this philosophy where they use logic to determine how to best materially improve the lives of all other creatures. I must admit, that doesn't sound like a bad plan. So like even in the instance of catastrophic failure, what I will have done to help just by, spreading awareness or whatever is, could help everything. Are there even any words to the good that sort of philosophy could bring? Like, imagine if the average person did that. Like, instead of thinking, oh hey, let's I don't know, cyberbully trans people until they commit suicide because somebody on Fox News told me to. Imagine if instead of that, they thought, what can I do to make people and other creatures' lives better? It sounds like a good deal, I like the plan, like even in the the highest tier of catastrophic failure in what I'm doing can potentially result in that much good. I'm here for it, I feel like a lot of people will be like, yeah, like you really think you can blow up the earth? I'll do my best. If I fail, a lot of people became logically empathetic. Boo-hoo. Either way, I'm improving people's lives. It doesn't feel as immediately gratifying because it's not direct, like the earlier example, saving somebody from falling off the cliff. Even if you're saving 1,000 people as opposed to one directly, it doesn't feel as gratifying because you don't directly see it, which just goes to show even further that emotions do not follow logic. You'll feel better about things that aren't actually better and worse about things that aren't actually worse, and you won't feel as bad about things that are actually worse and not as good about things that are far better. But from a purely logical perspective, I could do unbelievable amounts of good. And that's what I aim to do. And my plan there is to simply get other people on board. That's really all I have to do, especially since it is a logical perspective. I really want to give that sort of philosophy a kickstart, because I think it'll grow exponentially, and it'd really help if we could get it started with thousands upon thousands of people as opposed to a small handful. But yeah, I don't even know how long it's been going for. It's probably way too long. 1 hour and 24 minutes. That's way too long. Is anybody even going to watch this far? I don't know. I'm very tired, if you can't tell. I have been debugging code for 16 hours a day for the past week. Haven't had time to work on any features or anything. It's just debugging code because it won't fucking work. And I keep thinking, yes, I fixed it. Until I realize, oh wait, it only fixed it for this specific test case. And as it turns out, the bug I thought that was a bug, as it turns out, it's actually 50 different ones. And I'm kind of losing my marbles. Yeah, to those of you who watched this far, why? And no, but thank you. I hope you. I don't think I did a good job of explaining my points because I'm so scatterbrained. I feel like I skipped a lot. I kind of skipped to the conclusion before I gave the full reasoning. I think I can't quite remember what I even said actually, but I hope you understand what I'm getting at. I just want people to make other creatures happy. That's no. Take that back. Take it back. No. I want people to improve the situations of other creatures, whether that be through increasing their happiness or, and I would argue far more importantly, reducing their suffering and burdens. That's what I want to make people's lives better, and I want other people to make other people's lives better. I want a lot of things. I just want I want like good vibes and happiness, yay. And you know what doesn't do that? Cancer and rape and torture and the bad stuff, you know, being eaten alive. Not a fan of that. So yeah, I want people to be thinking, how can we stop? How can we stop? You all get the point already. I'm just repeating myself at this point, right? I for some reason I talk as if my viewers are stupid. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. You know my points. You get it. You get it. I don't know. Do I just end the video here? I don't have any dragon fruits left. I don't have any pomegranates left. Oh gosh. I have some kiwis left. Okay. I like kiwis. Though the kiwis I have aren't actually that good. Kind of weird ones. But whatever. Well, I mean, they're good. They're good. Just not as good as other kiwis. I don't know. Yeah. I want a dragon fruit. I'm so It's probably because I'm so thirsty. I've been talking. These vocal cords haven't been used in so long. Oh dear. I'm just wasting your time at this point. I'm sorry. End of video. Everybody's gonna think I'm insane. Okay. No, they aren't. Not if you watch this far. You get what I'm going for. There's a lot more to come. Not just about this. I'm working on some very big projects. Overworking myself on some very big projects. People shouldn't do this to themselves, but I'm doing it because it can do a lot of good. I hope. All I can do is my best. Anyway, have a fantastic day. Eat a lot of dragon fruits. They taste pretty good. Seriously. Have you ever had one? They're actually it's like those edible water bottles. I've never had an edible water bottle, but the way I imagine those, not those, but if it was a fruit that you could eat. Imagine an edible water bottle fruit, right? And eat that, and then that's what a dragon fruit's like. Except dragon fruits are sweet, and pomegranates that's a lot of spider webs. The inside is have you ever seen a paper wasp nest? It looks like that, except not gross. It looks really pretty, and the seeds are these shiny red orbs, and you eat them. Except I take all the seeds out first, and then I eat them, and then kiwis are they're just kind of kiwis, but they're cool. I like kiwis. What am I talking about? Hi, video. I'm so bad at ending videos. Goodbye. Ooh. the video ended, so now the audio ends. I wonder how bad the audio is going to be with the microphone in that position. Goodbye. Where's the button?